Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. It is an exciting week here in Michigan. Not only is it Christmas week, so it's Christmas Eve in just a couple days, but we also have an incoming winter storm. This has happened a couple years, a couple times over the past maybe 20 years. We've had a really big winter storm come through right on or before Christmas Eve. And so this one looks like it could be a doozy. We're still a couple days out, so you know how the weather is. We're not, could end up just being nothing, or kind of being even more severe than they think. As of right now, we're looking at about 10 inches to 12 inches of snow and up to 50-mile-an-hour winds. So it looks like it could be kind of blizzard conditions, which often means we get super cold temperatures. We're down in the single digits or below zero with wind chills, and we get a really high winds and a lot of snow load. Trees snap, power lines come down, all that kind of stuff is definitely could happen. So we want to prepare. Power outages in the winter can be the most dangerous for people because you need heat, especially when it's that cold. If you have 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts or even sustained 20-mile-an-hour wind and you have 10 degrees outside, it's well below zero when the wind with the wind chill. And you want to keep warm, you want to keep your family warm. And so there's a couple things that I have done here to kind of prepare us for weather like this in the summer or the winter. I also want to do a little bit of testing while the weather's still nice, a couple days ahead of the storm here, make sure all my stuff works. But I also want to see if I can power this outdoor wood boiler with one of our little battery generators, or little solar generators. So I've got it all set up here, and I'll show you what I have, and we'll plug it into this and see if we can get this thing to run off of solar power. So we have the central boiler, the Classic Edge 760. This is a monster wood boiler, has been running really well. Inside here, I'll pop the panels off and show you what we're actually powering with this. And we have a new little toy here. This is a portable 200-watt solar panel. So this thing all folds out, everything is self-contained in the pocket. Just to compare, if you've seen, it's sitting down there. See a little solar panel way down there behind the wood stack? That's a portable solar generator that I made a couple years ago, which I do use that one as well. That one has a little more power to it, but the panel itself is 200 watts. That is the same power as this, and this is so much easier to carry around. So I can carry on my battery power supply here and the solar panel, fold it all up. This has a weatherproof little pocket on the back where the connection is made. It also has USB ports right in it, so you can actually, without anything, you can plug a phone or a computer or something like that right into this, and depending on how much sun you have, you can charge your phone and charge a laptop with the power directly from the sun, so you don't need anything else. Something that we don't think about often, but this kind of a little solar panel can be stored in your house in a closet, and you can actually pop this out, and as long as you have sunshine coming in through a window, you could put this inside your house and generate some power to charge phones or something like that in an emergency. So what I have right now with this 200-watt panel, it is fairly cloudy, so we've got a little sun up there. It's behind some trees, and it's also behind some haze and clouds. That's just how it is sometimes here in the winter. Right now I have it plugged into this Rockpal's 600-watt, they call them solar generators, battery backups, whatever you want to call it. So this is charging right now, and we're not getting too much power out of the sun, but this thing will definitely charge. You let this run throughout the day and it would charge up to full, even on the whatever it's charging right now with 15 watts or something of cloudy weather here. So this has all your DC outputs on this side. You've got obviously all your USB things, so you can a lot of your MacBooks and newer computers have a USB-C power connection. You can plug right off of that, charge up phones and other devices. It has the LCD display on it, which is telling us battery percentage is at 46% right now. It tells you the temperature, 62 degrees. That's the internal temperature of the battery bank. So it was inside, and it's slowly cooling down to the 25 degrees it is outside. It tells you the input power. Right now we're at about 14 watts. And you also have a DC out, a couple different accessory outlets. There's these style here, and then there's the regular accessory or cigarette lighter plug. This is a multi-charging cord that came with the solar panel, so you can charge all kinds of different devices. And then on the back we have our three AC outlets. So right now I've got an extension cord plugged into one, but you have a total of 600 watts at 110 volts. And I have this run over to the wood boiler. So let's see if we can hook this up and see if it'll power it. I don't know exactly how much power this draws, so let's find out. So this unit consists of two circulating pumps And it also has several blowers that are mounted on the inside of that. And it has the Firestar combustion controller. All of that is powered from this outlet right here. So if I unplug this outlet, kills power to everything. And then let's plug it in here and see what happens. So this tells us right now, looks like the blower just kicked on with the circulation pumps, and both blowers just kicked on. So it looks like we're running just under 200 watts sustained with both blowers running and both circulation pumps. So it did pull a little over 200 watts when the blowers first kicked on, but it looks like it's working. So let's activate the bypass, open some doors here. So with the doors open, all that's running is just the circulation pumps. So just to keep the circulation pumps running, we've got 84, 83 watts. So this little unit here would keep those circulation pumps on this unit running for quite a long time. So one of the fears that I've had is with this outdoor wood boiler, if it's that cold out, those circulation pumps really need to keep going, because I don't want any of the water lines to freeze or anything like that. So obviously the fire, I can keep going in here, but you know, with no blowers or anything like that, this thing needs power in order to keep it warm and keep the water circulating, so no damage, you know, happens to the unit. So with these little battery units, I can always quickly come out here, throw that thing on this, and let it run. That'll run it for quite a few hours, probably about half the day it will run off that. And so in a pinch, these things would work perfect to keep this thing going. Now obviously I would still need, if I wanted to actually, you know, heat the house, I would need more power. I need a bigger generator to run the furnace blowers and, you know, the well pump for hot water and all that stuff. So I have another solution for that I set up last year. So let me show you what else I have with a little more power to keep things going in the longer term. So we've got the generators both fueled up. So the Generac GP7500E, I believe this unit is still on the market. I have had this for just about 10 years now, and I have used it extensively. I did have some trouble with it the first time when I bought it, but it got serviced and I've never had any problems since. I have run this unit 24/7 for almost 7 days straight out here with the power out. So this is essential to hook up to the house. And then I also have this smaller, more portable 1600 watt or 2000 watt generator here. This is an inverter generator. This is better for running things like freezers, refrigerators, you know, powering more sensitive electronics, you know, motors, things like that. So this is a little bit better for those kinds of things, but this is also more portable. So I can take this around. I could hook this up to the wood boiler. This would run, you know, obviously freezers out in the garage, other things like that. I can run the cord in the house and power a refrigerator or something if I needed to as well. So let's get this down around back here of the house, and I'll show you how we hook this to the house and power the whole panel. And don't forget salt. I definitely will need that. I'll show you why. Whenever there's a snowstorm like this too, I always make sure that my tractor is in good working order. I just changed the oil on this and it's all filled up with fuel. So this is all ready to go, standing by. This is a very necessary piece of equipment when we get this much snow here. So we'll haul this generator down around back. It's a lot easier to do now versus when there's a foot of snow on the ground. So let's get it back there and prepped. But this is our driveway for those of you who are just joining us for the first time. And it's a pretty substantial hill. So salt is necessary on this driveway. What happens is I'll plow it with the tractor and clear it, get all the snow off the hill. Once you drive up and down it a couple times, it packs down to a really nice slippery pad of ice and pack down snow. And so it becomes almost impossible for even a four-wheel drive vehicle to get up the hill unless you get a real good running start. And there's some pretty good sized ditches on each side, so you don't want to fall into those. But so salt, generally I'll take a bag and walk down the tire tracks on each side and just, you know, put salt each tire track so that we get that melted down to gravel, and that'll get us through the snowstorm so we can get in and out of the house. So we have a covered area here on the back of the house, which the snow stays out of here pretty good, but when it's blowing like it's going to blow, I'll make sure we get this covered. But the generator will stay right back here, and this is all set up. I did a whole video on this last year, which I'll link for you guys, but I have a back feed outlet installed right here on the back of the house. So the cord's all there. All I need to do is just plug one end into the outlet, and then we'll drag the generator out as far as it'll go away from the house, point the exhaust away from the house, and then hook up the other end of the twist lock to the 240 volt outlet there. Fire the generator up, and then I just go in and flip the breakers in the panel of whichever circuits I want to power. So, and obviously the advantage of this is with this generator, 7,500 watts, I can power my freezer, my refrigerator, I can power the furnace blower so that the furnace will work. I can power our well so that we have water. With the wood burner, I can power the wood burner out there as well. So we have hot water, we'll have water to flush the toilets, we'll have refrigerator. We can't use the stove, we can't use the air conditioning in the summertime. There's some larger appliances that we can't use. I can't run our dryer, all that kind of stuff, but we can survive. And we'll have lights, we'll have heat. We can cook food on our wood stoves and our fire. We could, warm up food in the microwave. We can run our microwave, things like that. So this allows us to make it through just about any length of time. So if this storm is what they say it will be, and we get a power outage, it could be out for a few days, and we want to make sure we're staying warm and we're able to flush toilets and things. So the generator will get us through. And as a side note, we bought this little fire pit bowl that we have on the deck. So I built a little pad out of patio stones, and that fire bowl sits right here. And so we can actually come right out of the house. If we needed to cook over an open fire, we could start a fire out here and cook over that. So I've got one of those little camping tripods, you can hang pots and a little grill and stuff like that over the fire. And so we always have this as an extra backup for cooking food. We always have plenty of wood split and ready to go. We've got stacks of wood there, down the hill, and I have the bin on the back side of the wood boiler filled up. So we've got lots of wood. We can make it through about a month with what we have or more. So I'm not worried about that. Well, I think we are ready power-wise here. We've got food, we've got water, we have ways to cook and prepare food, flush toilets, and everything that we need. We've got heat. And so I'll put a link in the description to the solar panel and this little solar generator or solar battery backup unit, so you can check those out. This one's pretty nice. And you'll have to stay tuned. Another video coming up. I'll take you guys along for this storm. We'll see if it's all the hype that they say it is, or if it's just a little bit of snow in Michigan. Don't forget to hit thumbs up on today's video. I'd love to hear from you guys. What preps do you take care of? What things do you get ready before a storm like this, whether it's in the summer or the winter? Love to hear from you guys. Share that with me and with everyone else that's watching. So read through the comments. There's always lots of good stuff down there. And if this is your first time here, we'd love to have you subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. We post new content. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.